Before the late 18th century, it was difficult for American families to dine together regularly, in part because dining rooms and dining tables were not yet a thing. Rooms and tables had multiple uses, and sometimes families had to eat in shifts. The concept of dining tables and dining rooms came from Europe, where they had been in use since Elizabethan times. One of the first American homes to have a room specifically meant for dining was Thomas Jefferson's Monticello, which was built in 1772. The dining room, with the dining table in the center, began in wealthy homes and eventually worked its way down to the middle class. A somewhat foreign concept to Americans today, with our paper plates and tendency to opt for disposable table settings whenever possible, setting a proper dinner table was of the utmost importance during the Victorian era. Contrary to the fast-paced dinner rush most Americans experience, Victorian dinners had an air of pageantry. They were an opportunity to show one's affluence and style. Dinner time would grant families and close friends time to get together and discuss current events and happenings in their daily lives. The Victorian dinner party was a grand, flamboyant, and opulent affair. The Victorian table settings represent so much more than utensils used to eat. They remind us of a time before modern technology, when the dining room was where meaningful conversations were held. Dining became an elaborate event that took planning and skill. They were elaborate meals with multiple courses of soup, roast meat or fish, vegetables, puddings, and sweets. Cheese was often served at the end of the meal. The numerous courses made formal dinner tables of this era very cluttered, but each piece had its appointed place. While not all families could afford to create elaborate table settings, many could. As historians, we are very fortunate to have ample evidence of just what a Victorian table setting looked like. Setting the table was an important part of the dining aesthetic, including expensive silverware and china, with table decorations of glass, linen, flowers, and lights. Many had pieces made from beautiful materials such as silver, ivory, porcelain, and pearl. Both water and wine glasses could be glass or crystal. Some even boasted beautiful frosted etchings. Many families owned china sets that featured over 100 pieces. The revolving caster set was one of the most widely used pieces of Victorian tableware. It held several jars and bottles that held condiments, one pair for salt and pepper, one pair with glass stoppers for oil and vinegar, and one with a hinged lid and a slot for a spoon was used for mustard. In 1860, casters became more elaborate and had bottles of pressed glass. The rotary caster, in which bottles fit into holes on a circular platform which stood on a tall cone-type base, was patented in 1862. Makers often decorated the center handle with elaborate openwork designs. Another unique piece of Victorian tableware was the pickle caster. Pickle casters are glass jars fitted in an elaborately designed frame with a matching lid. This caster also has a set of matching tongs. Pickle casters were used to serve pickles and other pickled vegetables and fruits. It was considered the height of elegant dining to have a pickle caster on the table. Not only did pickle casters convey status, they also showed off the power to have servants, as household kitchen staff were responsible for preparing and preserving the jar's contents, then using it to display the fruits of their labor. The mahogany furniture in the manor house of the Ashland County Historical Society is the original set purchased by Guy and Kate Myers when they moved into the home in 1906. It was antiqued in the 1950s to its present appearance. The table has 10 leaves, which, when added to the table, allows seating for 20. Thank you for joining us in a look into the past at the history of Victorian dining. We invite you to come be a part of history at the Ashland County Historical Society. Please visit our website at ashlandhistory.org to find out more about how we are working to preserve Ashland's history.